Hey guys. Hey guys, Fusebox here. Hey guys, Fusebox here with another Ray the Shadow Legends video. Real quick, I'm gonna do a little tip guide, like my own personal tip guide. Okay, I've tried to record this video about 10 times, and I want to real quick go over one thing about me. I'm on emergency call, and sometimes I cannot edit out all the phone calls or texts coming in. Sometimes I can fix them on the phone, but I have to be able to glance at them. They could be an emergency. So sometimes when you hear that stuff going off, it's not me being rude or inconsiderate. I actually have to see what's going on. And they've been nonstop here lately. But anyways, enough of that. My tip guide. All right. So trying, guys. I'm trying. I've already fixed this one. I'm getting a lot of thank yous. Okay, so what's going on? My tips. Let's start out with the number one tip. In this game, this is going to sound cheesy, but I'm serious, guys. This is the most important thing for you to remember in this game. You have to have fun. You need to enjoy your game. This is a very fun game. It's a collector game, and it's a gacha game. We're going to get into money, too. I'm not going to label these in 1 through 8 or 10. We're just going to go over kind of the rules that I live by in this game that help me maximize what I get. I don't let these rules break my enjoyment. You can always break away from these tips when you're just trying to do something fun. I love having fun. And that is my number one tip. If you don't enjoy the game, what's the point in playing, right? Don't let it feel like a job. I played Warcraft for 9 years, and it began to feel like a job. It's still a wonderful game, but that is why I moved on to a game that I can sit down for 20 minutes and enjoy, come back in the evening, do 20 more minutes. If I want to sit down all day and play the game, I can. There's ways to play this for no matter how busy you are in life. So always enjoy your game. Absolutely number one tip. So let's get into the good stuff. My biggest tip in progression in this game: focus one hero at a time. There are exceptions, and we'll go over that too. This is my mid-tier account, which honestly is no longer such a mid-tier account. It's not full of Legos, but it has amazing Legos. There's not a bad one in this roster. It's totally awesome. I earned this one. I earned this one. I earned this one, and the rest I just got lucky. Just got lucky, and it will happen to you too. Okay, wait, no, my bad. The free one, I earned this one. I got lucky with this one. I haven't pulled them all up yet, and that's what we're talking about right now. Who do you choose? Why do you choose them? Before we even get into who to choose, when you pick a character, all the way, guys, that's the best way to get use out of them. You want them at level 60. You want them ascended. You want them booked if possible on legendaries, and we're fixing to get into that. They're harder to book, but they actually perform pretty well unbooked. So it'll take time, and because it takes time, always be putting those books into one legendary. That's my advice. That's how I do it. I just finished booking Septimus, and no regrets. This dude is amazing. So when you're building them out, gear makes all the difference. When you click on a hero, you want good gear on that hero. You want the stat that you're after to be way up there. So focus one at a time, so you're not constantly ripping gear, wasting silver to put it from one to another. And I do apologize. It's been a busy day. This one can wait. So anyways, let's get into progressing. Now, when you start out, you're gonna take kill straight to 60 to help you make other 60s. Now you know that I always suggest focusing on one at a time. The exception being, let's say I'm working on Royal Guard, an amazing hero with that max HP slam, and all of a sudden I pull Cold Heart, who I do not have actually on this account. If I were at 540, I'm halfway ascended on Royal Guard, and I pulled Cold Heart, and I'm still progressing through Spiders, through Fire Knights, but maybe I have done well in Dragons. Well, Royal Guard will speed up Dragons, without a doubt. Probably speed up my Ice Golem run. But if I'm progressing through Spider and Fire Knight, Cold Heart makes much more sense. On the Spider, she does that big slam, but she also takes the turn meter down by 100%. And on Fire Knight, she has a 4-hitter on her A1. So not knocking Royal Guard, but that's one of the moments where you might say, hold up, for what I'm doing, Cold Heart makes more sense. You put Royal Guard kind of on hold for a bit and bring up the hero that makes the most sense to progress in the game. That's kind of where the exception is on focusing one hero at a time. You'll see that eventually you'll always be bringing up 550s, along with your food. You by nature you'll get excited and bring some up, but I don't focus on them until it's time. Now, when it comes to progression, something to keep in mind. Let's say you just started out, you got your level 60 kill, and you had, let's not throw in the craziest of these, but pretty much every other epic that you see here. Who would you choose? It's time to get into those dungeons and beat them. The reason that rares are one of the better choices, and then epics are better than legendaries for progression, there's only one real reason. They're so much easier to book. They're so much easier to ascend, especially early on in the game. Now, rare books is becoming a problem. We don't have time to get into the book problem. But typically, just doing tournaments and events, you will still be getting a lot of rare books. So if I had an Apothecary and a Melga Steel Girdle and let's say somebody like a Husk, the reason Apothecary is a great go-to choice, he's viable straight through the end game, even when you have a ton of amazing heroes. He's easier to build, and he works in almost every area of the game. You can take him into any dungeon and get effect out of him. That's why I actually would choose. He's easier to, it takes way less potions, none of the large potions, easier to book him out. You only got to book out his A2 and A3 to get his effect. So focusing on one at a time, he would make the most sense to pair up with Kel and get you through content. And then you would just make your next choice. Maybe you pulled a great debuffer like Stag Knight. He's a great next choice to help these two progress through all those different areas. As you start to build a team with a stronger roster, sometimes you'll have to take into effect, what affinity am I going to build next? Because, getting through stage 18 and 19 is different from stage 20. So, think things through, enjoy that, and a word of advice. Beware of shiny new heroes. There are some, Septimus being one, there are just some that are absolutely amazing. When you get them, you know that they're one of the best in their slots. But we do these shard pulls on a consistent basis now. Every other week, there's a 2x event for one of the types of shards, either ancient, sacreds, or voids. And then in between those weeks, there's a 10x event. There's a reason to be pulling shards every single weekend, if that's what you want to do. I didn't pull a single shard through this last deal where every day we had another 2x event. I'm waiting for those fusion events. These legendaries are coming from fusion events. I mean, this one did, this one did, this one did. On my other accounts, I've got the other ones. This one hasn't been playing as long. A guaranteed legendary is amazing, but when you pull a ton of shards and get all these amazing heroes, all of a sudden your head starts spinning. You don't know where to focus. That's a good problem to have. You'll have to make yourself choose exactly where you want to go. Like, most people get excited on Clan Boss. I don't blame you. It's one of the funner things. You get to kind of go in, show out big numbers. It's fun. You get good rewards. You do start getting books and shards as you get into Nightmare, Ultra Nightmare. So it's absolutely a good place to go and fun. So, maybe you're building up a lure for a Fire Knight and you pull a Skull Crusher. Hey, if Clan Boss is where you want to progress, then yeah, switch over to Skull Crusher. But remember, most of these people, you see these guides, and most content creators will try to tell you, if they need books, like Allure doesn't need a single book to be 100% effective. You might want to keep that in mind. All you got to do is level her up, give her 100% crit, maybe add some HP so she's not a target, and she is off to the races doing exactly what a content creator is showing you. Skull Crusher, at a very minimum, has to have Stonewall booked out. Now, it's one book. You can't beat that, right? He doesn't need any of these books. Now, I'm the kind of guy, and this is just me, I like to book a character all the way out. If I'm using them and they're good, I go ahead and put books into them. But you could easily land one book in the right spot, you're done with Skull Crusher. So whenever you choose somebody, go all the way. Be careful on progression. Rares can be easier to build. And great rares like Bellower and Apothecary, Cold Heart, some of these guys are absolutely viable right through the end of the game. Easier to build. So it might be the better choice while you're still building a roster. Something to keep in mind. Now, while we're talking about leveling, huge question. What's the most effective way to level? Food. How do I build it? How do I save it? How do I use it? We're going to combine this with a very simple process of following events and tournaments. Whatever events and tournaments are up, and don't feel pressured to do all of them. Every day there's going to be a new one, every single day. But if you're trying to level a hero up and you can't wait for, keep in mind, pretty much every month we have a fusion or a fragment event. I do not do anything until that next fusion or fragment event comes out, because I love a guaranteed legendary. Even if they don't look great on paper, legendaries get buffed more than anything in this game. Grabbing any free legendary is 100% something that I would say always go for. So I spend all month not doing these events. I mean, you'll naturally get Dungeon Diver. I'm going to naturally progress a little bit because I'm leveling food. So you'll get some things. I'm not summoning at all. Look at that. During the big anniversary event, I'm not going to summon because I know on the 16th of March, not far off, I'm going to be able to get a legendary hero. So what am I doing? I'm hoarding everything. I'm hoarding Spider's gear so I can sell it, have a ton of gold ready to go, silver ready to go. As far as food goes, let's see. So here you see I've got 3 440s ready to jump up to 5-star. There's still the Drakes. I got her 2 or 3 days ago, ready to bring her up to 60, but not today. During the fragment event or fusion event that comes up this month, that's during the champion training tournament or event, is when I'm going to go ahead, pop these guys with some of these 4-stars I have saved up, turn them into 5-star food, take her up to level 60. I'll level her up with the tons of brews. You get so many brews just from Clan Boss and daily login rewards that they give you for free. Those little freebies in the shop. Look at these brews adding up. They make it so easy to run somebody up to 440 or 550. And I save chickens. Let's go to rank up. If we go to rank up, we had some tournaments where you earned a bunch of 2-star chickens. I've got a 3-star from something, a couple of 5-stars from advanced login rewards, some 4-stars, I guess, from some event or tournament that I went through. And so when you combine these, you keep up with how many level 60s you can make during those events. And you have to do 2 of them. It's really a tough thing to do. So I'm going to continue leveling a couple 4-stars up while I'm making a ton of 330s. You know, when you run out of space, just push people up. That's really all you got to do. These level 1s, they're ready to go to 2. I've got a lot of level 2s ready to go to level 3, and I'll continue doing that. And then I'll start loading back up on level 1s and 2s and just rinse and repeating. When I have a ton of 3-stars, I'll start taking them to 4-stars. So I still have a week of being able to do this, just taking these people up, feeding them to my 220s, and when it's all done, I'm gonna have this army of incubuses. I'm gonna have a total army of these guys. Look at all these 3-stars, and these you earn them while you're grinding, and all I gotta do is click on here, feed some of these guys, take him to 4-star, and eventually I hope to have enough to do at least 2 6-stars when that event comes around. You got to keep space in your bags. When that time comes, just push some more things up and then keep grinding up. Having a lot of 330s is a sweet spot. building a 440 every now and then a bunch of 330s that you can quickly earn points by popping them to a 4-star food and then feeding them to your 440s is a way to get a lot of points really fast. Any new epics you have sitting in your vault or in your bag, you can run them up to 40 with potions in a heartbeat and get a ton of points doing that. When you pop somebody to 5-star or 6-star that you're actually building, you get a lot of points for just give them a couple rounds of potions and then run them through. On that topic, I actually had to do it today. The XP boost. Anytime that you're going to sit down and grind food for a while, maybe on the weekend, this XP boost, I went ahead and went to the shop, went to the gyms, and I bought this because today I'm going to go ahead and make a lot of food. You level up 100% faster. It doubles your experience. You can't beat this. There's not an offer in the game that's better than 100% boost. So when you run out of that, I've got 21 more hours to just grind away. You'll get those for free through a lot of events, tournaments, login rewards. You can get them like right here. All I got to do, you get one on your weekly rewards. I'm sure there's some on the monthly and sometimes in here. So there's a lot of ways to get them. When you run out, I wouldn't rush to the shop and spend those gems. You can store that when you buy it, by the way, in here, in your inventory. But 100% extra experience, save that for when you're sitting down and you got a bunch of energy. I just popped some more. When all your quests are ready to actually go in and collect all this extra energy right here, I can ascend one champion and then I get another refill, which will help me take advantage of this for the next 20 hours. That's what I'm going to do today on this account. Make a ton of food, doing it at that double experience rate. So that's pretty much simple. And always align with events. Whether you're waiting for that fusion or fragment event or not, at least roll up most of your gear during an actual artifact enhancement event. You might as well be getting rewards, rare books, epic books while you're leveling your gear. Kind of makes sense, right? So maximizing what you can throughout this game is absolutely key. A big question a lot of people ask, the gem mine, is it worth it? So the answer is simple, but it's something you'll have to ask yourself this question and then answer it. Do you like this game? Do you plan on playing for a long time? I love this game and I plan on playing until it goes into the ground. Absolutely, it's worth it for me. If you're going to play long term, because it takes a while for it to actually pay out in gems. It costs 500 to upgrade and you got to do that 3 times to get it running at its full capacity. I don't know that I would, like right now, if I had never opened it, I would not put 1,500 gems straight into it. I would put 500 gems into it. And next time I got up over 1,000, I might put 500 more. And then the next time I built up, it takes a long time. On my littlest account, my really free-to-play account, I've only leveled it up twice, and it took months to do that. But I know that I'm going to continue playing. So you will eventually get value out of it. If you're the kind of person that picks up a game and then just drops out of it, then it's probably not for you. That's really the short and long of it. It is absolutely worth it if you're going to play the game for the long term. Also, the shop. Open this up immediately at any cost. You can get blue shards out of here. Green shards are more important than you think. I used so many on these last few fragment events that I'm actually almost out. But you want thousands of these. This is how you're going to push. You see I'm hoarding every shard for the next fusion or fragment event. And they always seem to line up with a 2x or a 10x. And since you have to pull shards anyway, you're maximizing again in that way. And you see the luck I've had on this account. This is all working out for me. I hope it works out for you. So I hold on to every shard I get until it's time. And now maybe they'll break away from every month having a fusion event, but with the new Shadowkin faction coming this month on the 16th, there's probably going to be another fusion or fragment event to help us all fill our factions with these new Shadowkin. So I would expect a lot of fusion and fragments in the future, pretty much one a month. So what I do, as soon as the fusion event ends, I start building up food, saving up silver. When it comes to silver, you're going to need about 12 million ish for each of the 2 artifact enhancement events. So what I like to have is about 12 million when it runs around sitting here, and another 12 to 20 million in my bags that I could sell from that spider gear, any loose gear that I have. It's a lot, but if you save up, you can definitely do it. You get a lot of bottled energy out of the look at these free gifts from us to you. You get tons of bottled energy from the daily login rewards. Don't use this stuff, guys, unless you just have to. During those events, when you have to complete the dragon tournament, you can use these during the fragment or fusion events to get that legendary hero. I say, look at all these. They're everywhere. I just hoard these things. They last for 99 days. I have tons of them. You should be holding on to gems. You can use those to get extra energy. Bottled energy is so much better than bulks of energy. I'd rather have 10 bottled energy than 1,000 energy any day. You can use it when you need it, as you need it. So also, let's talk about money. Let's do this. Let's talk about money. I haven't spent a dime in a long time. But what do they offer here? Like, I don't buy shard packs. I have bought shard packs. I'm not going to say I don't. If I'm really haven't spent no money this month, want to buy myself, I don't really, 25 pulls for $40. Maybe something like this. If I'm just wanting to boost myself a little bit, have some fun. This is always, the monthly pack is actually a good deal. I'm not big into shards because, like I said before, shards are going to break your heart. They're going to leave you standing in the parking lot like, where did she go? Now, they don't have any, but those chicken packs that have books in them, that's become the new thing that my eye kind of draws to. I haven't been buying much of anything, but those chickens don't let you down. It's like my motto, right? I need a t-shirt. Chickens don't let you down. They help you progress. Save those chickens if you buy a good chicken pack with some legendary and epic books in it. They're usually a tremendous value, and those chickens could sit there until that next fusion event, and you can use them to go ahead and run up a couple level 60s that you want anyway and earn that new legendary hero. As far as spending money, I'm not going to spend $100 for 41 chances. Could walk away with a couple of epics I already had. It's like a slot machine. I know some people really just want to keep pulling new heroes, but do you not already have 30 heroes you want to level? I want new heroes too, but I just let it kind of come in. I save my shards. I pull them all at the right time. It's totally up to everybody. Everybody's going to be different. But value, I was looking at this. The spring pack. It looks like it's spaced out over 3 days, which doesn't much matter. For $30, that's not bad. 1 million silver with 10 epic tomes. Legendary books are so bad. I can't stand that you shouldn't feel like you have to buy books in this game. You should be able to want to buy books, but having to buy them. But man, they're so tough to come by that this actually looks like a tasty deal. To be honest, that looks like something I could see easily spending money on. Finances are finances. If you got the money, you can do anything you want, right? What you buy in this game is progression. You're not really getting anything other than you progress faster by spending money. If you can just enjoy the grind, like I always say, love the game, then there's nothing wrong whether it takes a longer time or not. But these rules that I kind of have gone over, they have sped up my progress tremendously. And I'm on a quick note, only pulling shards during these fusion events, because it's been since last December that it's been every month a new fusion or fragment event. And I have to tell you, Septimus, the Headhunter, and Shuramani all came not during a 2x event out of Ancient Shards. I was pulling them to get my legendary hero by beating the summon event, the summon rush tournament or whatever it was. All 3 of those came from pulling out of place during but during the right tournament or event to help me get. One of them was Iron Brago. The one I got all 3 of those on was when I was trying to build Astrolon. an amazing champ as well. So, to each his own. There's plenty of, this is all mostly, conjecture. It's my opinion, but it's playing out really well for me on 3 separate accounts. So that's a pretty good track record. I just want to share my tips, what I do, how I go through this game. The state of the game will change from time to time. They may not do monthly fragment events or fusion events forever, and I'm telling you, I got fatigued from them. But I'm getting into a rhythm now. As soon as the next one's over, I'm starting and getting ready for the next one. And I've done this free to play on my smallest account has earned Astralon and Iron Brago. It's definitely tougher to do. Things like holding on to that bottled energy are the things that make the difference, I'm telling you. Stuff like this makes a huge difference. So basically, be a hoarder. Be a hoarder, take one hero up at a time. Always enjoy your game. And if you follow these kind of ideas in your own way, put your own spin on everything, I promise you're going to do well in this game. And this game will be enjoyable for years to come. One quick tip. Because shiny new heroes get distracting. Open up your vault. Take anything that's distracting you. Like anything that, I keep out target heroes that I want to either do a guide on or that I want to put into a certain team. I do keep my target heroes out. The rest is food. All this stuff, I can eat every one of these. If something, let's say that you keep thinking about putting potions into Astralon, throw them in the vault. Get him out of your sight, out of mind. Next time you're looking for a hero to level, you can put all your 50s and 40s in that vault. And when you're looking for a hero to level next time, open up your vault. Think about who you need the most. Grab him, pull him out, maybe 2, just so your eye is always on the next target. And keep this bag pretty much full of usable heroes and then food. If they're out of sight, they're out of mind. You'll keep focused on that one hero at a time. So yeah, do things your way, but this is my suggestion. Until next time, guys, enjoy the grind.